Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Hello and welcome to the 2021-22 ANZ New Zealand Cricket Awards. I'm Laura McGoldrick.
And I'm James Gemmell, and welcome back to the second day of this three-part celebration of the movers and shakers from New Zealand's 21-22 home international and domestic season.
Today we'll be handing out 4 of our premier domestic awards, celebrating our ANZ ODI Players of the Year and recognising our top-performing umpire, while looking back at the ICC Women's World Cup and talking to the Whitefern star Amelia Kerr.
And what an event that Women's World Cup was, Laura. A fantastic celebration of both women's sport and women's cricket. And despite the disruption caused by COVID, who will ever forget those scenes at Hadlee Oval in the final?
No, I certainly won't. It was absolutely magnificent. Now, on that note, it's appropriate that we start today's awards with the Ruth Martin Cup and take note of those batters who have excelled in the women's domestic game over the past year. The late Ruth Martin was one of the great pioneers of New Zealand women's cricket, and the cup named in her honour celebrates batting excellence across the Halliburton-Johnston Shield and women's Dream11 Super Smash competitions.
And once again, there was no shortage of outstanding candidates in this category, with last year's winner Kate Ibrahim leading the run scorers in the Halliburton-Johnston Shield, Nancy Patel topping the wicket-taking charts, and Amelia Kerr and Lee Kasparik, amongst others, having fine seasons in both formats. But this year's winner of the Ruth Martin Cup was Sparks and Whitefern's batter Susie Bates, who enjoyed a standout Super Smash campaign, scoring 504 runs at a strike rate of 115 with a top score of 89 not out. No batter, male or female, scored more runs in this competition. Susie followed that up with a strong Halliburton-Johnston Shield season, scoring 218 runs at 43.6 with a top score of 138 against Northern Districts. Congratulations, Susie.
Oh, what a shot that is. That is a great shot from Susie Bates. That is classy to finish the over.
Yeah, I think for me it was just simplifying it again and going back to what Susie Bates was good at, and that was hitting straight, and it was as simple as that, not trying to add anything to my game, just mentally trusting that what I had was good enough and standing still and reacting to the ball, and I think that's the key for everyone, and I was able to do that for periods of time and have some success, so hopefully for the rest of my career I can remember that.
Right, on to the Phil Blackley Cup now, operating from the mid-1930s to the mid-1960s. Phil Blackley was an outstanding leg spin bowler at both international and domestic level, hence the award for bowling excellence being named in her honour.
This summer saw many fine bowling performances across both the T20 and 50 over formats. Nancy Patel stood out for Northern Districts, Amelia Kerr, Jess Kerr and Lee Kasparik impressed for the Blaze, and Emma Black starred for the Sparks. Sparks off-spinner Eden Carson, however, carried the day. Eden played a prominent role in the Sparks Halliburton-Johnston Shield grand final win over the Blaze, taking 5 for 17 to end the season with 14 wickets at 11.36. She also starred in the Super Smash with 17 wickets, including best figures of 4 for 12 against the Auckland Hearts. Congratulations, Eden Carson.
Oh, knocks her over. What a way to finish. That is impressive from Carson. She's got 2 and 2.
When I got the phone call saying that I received this award, I was actually milking cows at the time in the afternoon. I think that this has definitely been one of my better years for bowling in both formats, and that's not just looking at the stats but actually going through the motion, and I've grown a lot more confidence and belief in myself and being able to bowl in any part of the game.
The Redpath Cup, awarded each year for batting excellence in the Plunket Shield and Test arenas, was first presented in 1921. The recipients of this cup make up a definitive list of who's who of New Zealand batsmen, with the pre-war years right up until present day.
Last year's winner of the Redpath Cup was Black Caps captain Kane Williamson. This season, despite more excellent batting from Williamson and Tom Latham, and Plunket Shield stars Nick Kelly and Dane Cleaver, Devon Conway's feat of scoring a Test double century at Lord's on debut and ending his maiden Test season with 767 runs at 63.91, including 3 centuries, made him impossible to go past. Congratulations, Devon Conway.
That's down 2 by Conway. That's gone all the way up into the bank.
He's on 99. He does get it. He gets it round the corner. Devon Conway comes back to Test cricket and comes to the party.
Pretty awesome season. It was just another great opportunity for us as players to go out and express ourselves. It's been a great summer. It would have been cool to have won that series against South Africa for the first time on home soil. That wasn't to be the case, but you know, we're looking forward to the opportunities that lie ahead.
What an opening season at Test level. Now, awarded for excellence in first-class bowling at both Plunket Shield and Test level, the Windsor Cup is also etched with famous names, telling a story of New Zealand bowling achievements from the time we played our first Test in 1930 until the present day.
Over the past year, Carl Jamieson was again impressive. Neil Wagner was his irrepressible self. Matt Henry and Trent Bolt were again to the fore, and of course, Ajaz Patel marked his Test summer with a historic 10-wicket innings bag. However, this year's winner is Tim Southee, who captured 36 wickets at 23.88, including best figures of 6 for 43 against England. And 5-wicket bags against India at Kanpur and against South Africa in Christchurch. Congratulations, Tim Southee.
Hit his first over. The finger goes up. Edged and taken. Great pair of hands. Tim Southee picks up his 200th Test wicket in New Zealand.
I certainly couldn't have done it without the help of the other guys at the other end, and I think that's one of the things that why we work so well together is that we're all trying to help each other out and help your mate out at the other end. But yeah, it's just continuing to learn, continuing to try and get better, and just learning from the other class bowlers we've got in our setup as well.
The GJ Gardner Homes New Zealand Umpire of the Year award was introduced just 2 seasons ago to honour the outstanding umpire of the New Zealand Home International Summer.
This season, there were no shortage of contenders. Last year's winner, Chris Brown, continued to impress. Wayne Knights was another standout, and Kim Cotton maintained impeccable standards throughout the summer, standing in the final of the Women's World Cup. The judges decided, however, that in terms of accuracy and consistency, not to mention the outstanding manner in which he conducted himself throughout the year, the performance of Chris Gaffney was second to none. Congratulations, Chris Gaffney.
On the pads this time, Nat's close and given. Three reds and a good decision.
Oh, that's close, that's really close, that's out! The finger goes up.
It's a real privilege. Pretty stoked to win such an esteemed award as this. I've been on the elite panel since 2015, so it's nice to fall back on that experience. We've got good support network around us. My coach is in Australia. He's very good to bounce ideas off and you just work through the processes of a good day and a bad day and then just stick to those processes.
At the end of each season, we recognise those players who have retired over the past year after previously playing for New Zealand. So let us start today with the White Ferns. She made her debut against England in 2012, spending close to a decade in the international setup. She played 65 matches in that period, including 32 ODIs and 33 T20 Internationals, and claimed a combined 45 wickets across both formats, with the very best of 4 for 25. Anna Peterson's best T20 international bowling figures were 3 for 2 against Australia in Geelong in 2017. In that match, she claimed the first T20 international hat-trick by a New Zealand women's bowler in more than 20 years, taking wickets with the first 3 balls of her spell. Now to the Black Caps, and we start with Hamish Bennett. He was handed his first Black Caps call-up in 2010, taking 3 wickets on his ODI debut against Bangladesh before making his Test debut in the same match as Kane Williamson against India in Ahmedabad. A member of the Black Caps World Cup squad in 2011, Hamish played a total of 19 ODIs and 11 T20s for his country, taking 33 wickets in the 50-over format and 10 in the 20-over game.
Neil Broome made his one-day international debut against West Indies in January 2009, followed by his T20 debut against Australia. He was at his best in the summer of 2016-17 when he scored 228 runs in 3 ODIs, including scores of 109 not out and 97 against Bangladesh, and was called into the Black Caps Test side against South Africa. In total, Neil represented New Zealand in 39 ODIs, 11 T20 internationals and 2 Tests. Anton Devcic played 12 ODIs and 4 T20 internationals for the Black Caps, making his debut in both formats against Bangladesh in Mirpur in 2013. He struck his highest ODI score of 58 against Pakistan in Sharjah 2014, and his best ODI bowling figures came against Sri Lanka in 2013, when he took 2 for 33.
Anaru Kitchen played 5 T20 internationals for the Black Caps in the 2017-18 summer, 3 against touring West Indies and 2 against the visiting Pakistanis. And finally, it is time now, of course, to farewell 2 hugely influential Black Caps. BJ Watling, arguably New Zealand's greatest ever wicketkeeper batsman, retired from the Test cricket arena on the high he deserved as part of the Black Caps side that beat India in the final of the inaugural World Test Championship at Southampton. His was a truly outstanding career that spanned 75 tests and included 3,790 runs at an average of 37.52 with 8 centuries, a hand in 2 world record partnerships, as well as 265 dismissals. BJ also played 28 ODIs and 5 T20s for New Zealand.
Ross Taylor, who we'll be speaking with tomorrow, has been a mainstay in the Black Caps batting order since making his debut in 2006, rising to the top of New Zealand's run scoring and appearance charts and becoming the first cricketer in the world to play 100 internationals in all 3 formats. His 19 Test centuries include an amazing innings of 290 at Perth in 2015, which remains the highest Test score made by a touring batsman in Australia. Not a bad effort when you remember Australia played their first Test in 1877. Ross has also taken more catches, most of them at slip of course, than any other New Zealander in international cricket. Initially postponed and then threatened again by the COVID-19 pandemic, the ICC Women's World Cup 2022 was a triumph for resilience and a huge success for women's cricket, both in New Zealand and across the globe. There were thrilling finishes, nail-biting run chases, magnificent bowling performances, and not least some amazing feats of athleticism in the field. Despite the White Ferns missing out on the playoffs, interest continued to grow throughout the tournament, and the spectacle of Australia playing England in front of a sold-out Hadlee Oval crowd in the final will remain in the memory for many summers to come.
Got some special stuff.
Oh, what a catch! Toying with England's bowlers. Healy owns the Hadlee Oval today.
Prize wicket for New Zealand. Oh, that is absolutely superb. That's the catch. They have what they came for. It's the World Cup title.
The Women's ANZ ODI Player of the Year category also offered many well-performed candidates. Sophie Devine was to the fore with the bat, scoring a century against the West Indies in the opening game of the Women's World Cup. Who could forget that? Hannah Rowe ended that tournament with a 5-wicket bag, and Frankie Mackay proved useful with both bat and ball.
But this year's Women's ANZ ODI Player of the Year is Amelia Kerr. Amelia was consistently strong in both disciplines, averaging 61.55 with the bat, including a highest score of 119 not out against India, and took 16 wickets at an economy rate of 4.98. Congratulations, Amelia Kerr.
In the air and out. Nice piece of bowling. Oh, there we go. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. That's all the way. Hard. And flat for 4. What a shot, what a way to bring up a second one-day international 100 for Amelia Kerr.
And Amelia Kerr will join us now live from Wellington. Merely a huge summer for you. I want to start, first of all, congratulations, but what's it been like playing a World Cup at home?
Yeah, it's pretty special, and it doesn't really happen often in your career. So to play at home in front of family and friends, it was incredible, and despite the results, I absolutely enjoyed my time, and it was awesome to see the support and the amount of fans that have grown, I think, from the World Cup and supporting women's sport and cricket and the White Ferns.
Millie, congratulations from me as well. You're taking on more responsibility as a batter now. How are you finding that sense of, is there pressure involved with an all-rounder role?
Not necessarily. I absolutely love my batting, so it's been awesome to be able to do both. And I guess the great thing about being an all-rounder is if one doesn't go so well in the first innings, you can make a difference in the second innings. So, I absolutely love my batting and hope that I can keep contributing to the team both with bat and ball and in the field.
You're only 21 years old, which makes both James and I feel slightly old. But one of my proudest moments from that World Cup was watching two young gentlemen walking around the Basin Reserve when you played Australia there, wearing J Kerr and A Kerr shirts. I thought that was just awesome. But how do you stay fresh? There's so much cricket to be played. What do you do to make sure that you stay fresh at all times?
I think I'm quite lucky in that I'm still young. It still feels like the start of my career, and I absolutely love cricket, so training, playing, it's not a chore for me. It's something I thoroughly enjoy. So for me, it's quite easy, and it's quite easy for me as it's what I love to do, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So I guess every now and then you've got to mentally reset, but yeah, for me, I love training and playing, so it's pretty easy to get myself up for it.
Fantastic time to be at the top of your game. There are opportunities all across the world with international leagues now as well. Amelia, do you enjoy testing yourself against the best in different places around the world?
Yeah, it's been awesome to be able to play overseas in Australia and England and a few exhibition matches in India, and I just think it's awesome to see the women's game growing so much and to play alongside people from around the world as well, where you can share a changing room with them and learn off them and play in different conditions. So it's definitely helped grow my game, and I've learnt a lot from all those leagues around the world.
Well, Amelia, I want to thank you so much for your time. Congratulations again on your award and all your success over the past 12 months. You are ANZ ODI Player of the Year, Amelia Kerr. The Black Caps had a short ODI campaign this year as cancellations and abandonments reduced their appearances in this format to just 3 games against the Netherlands. Still, there were some mighty performances. Blair Tickner and Matt Henry captured 4 wicket bags. Martin Guptill made 106 in the final game. And of course, Tom Latham struck that remarkable counter-attacking 140 in Game 2.
In that short series, however, opening batsman Will Young was the player who most caught the judges' eye, bookending the games with innings of 103 not out and 120 to end as the player of the series. Congratulations, Will Young.
Bang. Halfway up the bang, just like that. Will Young
comes down the ground, hits it hard, hits it long, strikes it for 4. Will Young has a maiden one-day century. Will Young comes down the ground and brings up a second one-day international century.
It feels great. It's obviously a bit strange having only played 3 one-days this season to win an award like this, but you've got to take the opportunities as they come, and it was awesome that the Netherlands could come here to wrap up this New Zealand home summer, and yeah, absolutely stoked to get this award and to wrap up the season.
Well, James, that brings us to the end of the second day of the awards, and it has been great remembering some of the top performers in domestic and one-day international cricket and looking back on that wonderful Women's Cricket World Cup. And I know you're really excited about the third day and the final section of the awards. What do we have coming up?
I certainly am excited, as you should be at home, and you too, Laura. We've
Always.
definitely saved the best for last, as tomorrow we celebrate our biggest award winners, including our Domestic Players of the Year, our ANZ Test Player of the Year, the new recipient of the Bert Sutcliffe Medal, and I can tell you it's a ripper of a choice, and the big one, the Supreme Award, the winner of the Sir Richard Hadlee Medal. Throw in an interview with Ross Taylor and it's going to be a great day. We'll see you all tomorrow.